The rich you got love, while the poor got a lot to hate, as I would say, you know. So man, enjoy yourself, it's late to anything, cause I would tell you know.
No fighting against your brothers each and every day. You know when that is wrong. But when the white fight come, man, I know you're gonna run. Some sky when revolution come it come and make me run. Good God, when them come, them have to run. Cause man, if you're not right, it's the other side.
Girl, since you left me,
the Bible talk like that. The Bible preach, you know. The Bible that did it so. Go make you come and make it tell it so. Oh God, don't give me wrong, babe. Yeah. When you really say so, I could really remember, you know the things of yesteryears. And I would tell you about the son of now. They need the soul to make a tell you. Yeah. What the Bible said. Come when the Bible really tell you.
Don't leave me here to cry.
No, baby, you should never leave me here to cry. And still I beat you and I tell you one time wrong, you sit inside. How you can make it if you try? Come make a one, no me can make a tell you why. In the front, I beg you couldn't hit me back. No, back is back. So backward never, forward never. Or I would say it wrong. Backward never and forward never.
Things will be different,
as the Bible would tell you. You know. Wow, baby. Baby. But when I tell you,
can't keep these tears from my heart.
No, come baby, because you know a whole lot of tears. You know, when you do wrong, I tell you should never do wrong. Do it right, live it up. I do the wrong and spread out and I tell you. Cause when you do the right, you got to live it up. Cause when you live it up, you never give it up. I tell you. Cause you will have to live it up. And you must live it up. I tell you. And when you're wrong, you give it up. And you should never give it up. Wow. Oh, God. Live it, baby, people, live it. Life is a thing you got to live it. Cause when you live it, got to tell me that you never give it. Goodness gracious, Lord God. Say, look at that. To the melody, unto the. Keep touching if you say so. And if you talk like, sing the song. Alright, stop paper. I tell you, the one in the ground. The bits of paper, littering all around. I beg you pick them up and down. Say, until the sun will lead the way down. Can you keep a secret? Tell you, can you keep it in your mind? That can you keep a secret? Got to keep it in your mind, as I would say. And don't you laugh, and don't you talk, and don't you skylark. You got to, good guys, you got to keep it in your mind. And swing your down the line to the son of the Reverend Judge Roy McLean. So never cat will soon be on the scene, right down here, as I would say. Until your brother, until the good dashing on the track, as I would tell you. And them I got to tell you, mother, good cash until you go to right. and the drums I will say, to the melody makers I will play. Beats of trash, singing on the track. You got to pick them, you got to pick them up and throw them on wings I will say.
Yes, greetings, you there with you. Things and times. Yeah, man, the world's in trouble. Trouble, trouble, double trouble. But when I move to, I want to show you something as per normal. We go straight in America. The world. Come here.
ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمري قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا. Allah has informed us, and whoever keeps his duty to Allah, Allah will make a way out for him and provide for him from where he knows not. And whoever depends on Allah, Allah will be sufficient for him. Surely Allah will reach his purpose, and he has made a limit for all things. So we need to keep in mind that what is happening in the world, there is a limit. Allah has made a way out for us. And it is critical for us to look at what is happening around us, not superficially, but to go deep into the issues that are happening, because the choices we will be making in the next few years will be critical for our next generation. Our topic is Islam in the Americas before Columbus. And this, for many people, is a strange topic because it is not within the general perception that Islam reached the Americas before Columbus. And that is where we need to really begin this topic, looking at it from the broad perspective. And that is to really challenge our concept of history itself. What is happening to Muslims today, there is a struggle that is happening physically, but there is also a struggle that is happening mentally. And so when people are enslaved, they are physically enslaved and mentally enslaved. And you can be freed physically, but mentally, you're still a slave. And so it is critical for us to free our minds. And that means we need to think outside the box. We need to be able to look at the world from different perspectives. And when we deal with a subject, we need to go directly to the source. Because names are important to us. And we are, to a certain extent, brainwashed, especially those who depend upon the media, depend upon internet for the bulk of their information. What's in a name? How important is a name? Let's look at the name because we're dealing with Islam in the Americas before Columbus. What does Islam mean to people in the world today? For some people, this is what Islam is. It's total destruction. It is chaos. It is tyranny. But for others, this is Islam. It is a beautiful civilization. It is a way to connect to the Creator. It is a way to harness all of your beautiful gifts given by the Lord of the worlds. Look at the word Muslim. For some people, Muslim means this. This is Muhammad Ali Clay, the great boxer, an international figure, a positive figure for Islam. But for other people today, if you mention the word Muslim, this is what comes in their mind: a terrorist. And if you look, for instance, at different Muslim countries, I'll just take the country of Turkey, for instance. Turkey, which is making so much progress. Turkey, which has more European culture than the rest of Europe. Turkey, which is producing its own equipment, its own wealth, and spreading it around. It has the largest amount of refugees in the world. But whenever Turkey is mentioned, It is usually connected with violence. It is usually connected with tyranny, with oppression of women. So words are important. And this takes us back to the concept of Eurocentrism. And in the 20th, 21st century, our minds have been crucially affected by Eurocentrism. What is Eurocentrism? Eurocentrism means that you center yourself in Europe. So we say Greenwich Mean Time, the whole world's time based on Greenwich Mean Time. What is Greenwich? I visited London. It's just a little university in a section of London, but yet it is accepted as the center of the world. When you talk about Syria or Palestine, you say Middle East. Middle from where? If you say China, we say Far East. Is China Far East for the Chinese? No, it's the center of the world. But when you center yourself in Europe, then your whole mental construct changes. Another way of looking at this is, for instance, how do you look at the map? And you'll see many of the ancient maps coming out of the Muslim world are like upside down, right? But that's your vantage point. And the earth is just a ball, spinning in the universe. What is up and what is down? If South Africa was down, people in South Africa would be falling off the planet. So it's based upon your perspective. And so in this light, I want to take some time, again, with perspective. It's so important. And probably the clearest example of this for me, growing up in America, was the issue of Christopher Columbus. And it was said that Columbus discovered America in 1492. And I traveled to different parts of the world, China, Africa, and I said, who discovered America? And they said Columbus. And I asked them, when? They said 1492. My question to them was, how do you discover a place when the people are living there already? Try to understand this concept, because 1492 was accepted by historians as one of the key critical changing points in world history. What was the reality? In America, they're still pushing Christopher Columbus. In 2017, they made replicas of the Nina and the Pinta, two of Columbus's boats, and they took them up the East Coast all the way to Canada. The reality is, when we deconstruct history, because we have to deconstruct to understand this terminology, right? It's a myth. The reality is the indigenous people lived in the Americas somewhere between 10 to 20,000 years. Think about this. Over 75 million people, 2,000 mutually exclusive languages. This is a picture of the Inca civilization in South America. And long before Columbus, this was one of the largest city spreads on the face of the planet Earth. So how can you say you discovered the place? Go to Mexico. This is a pyramid, not in Egypt. This is in Mexico. And if you can focus your eyes to the little dots there on the side of the pyramid, those are people. When Columbus came to the Americas, his son Ferdinand landed in Central America. Columbus never got off the islands. This is what they saw. So how can you say you discovered the place? Especially when Columbus went back to Spain, he could not describe where he had been, so they sent him back. And he called the people Indians. This is not India. Columbus thought he was on the coast of India. The reality was, and when we deconstruct history, I would say Columbus was discovered in 1492. See the difference in the terminology? That's deconstruction and reconstruction, because he was lost and he bumped into America on his way to India. And so what we are talking about today is not his story, history, right? We're talking about our story. So in order to be able to approach this topic, you have to look at it from our perspective, meaning the whole of the human race. For a people who do not know their history will be lost in the present. And that is what is happening today with many of our younger generation lost in cyberspace. We need to be able to reflect. And so, in part two of this presentation, and again, both of these parts are long sections, but in abbreviation, in part two, we need to go back to the concept of the Dark Ages. And the Dark Ages in Europe, somewhere between 400 to 1500 AD, after the fall of the Roman Empire, this Dark Age that the Europeans call dark because the lights went out and most of the knowledge was kept by monks in monasteries. And it was considered a time when civilization had fallen apart. But the reality for us, our history, is that somewhere between 1622 to 1492, and I'm just doing that to give basic parameters, you could say this is the golden age of Islam. So it's not the Dark Ages for the rest of the world. And Islam began, as we know, with Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The essence of his message was Tawheed, and that is monotheism in your concept of God. But there's another part of Tawheed. It was to look at humanity as one family, and also to look at knowledge as being one, sacred and secular. It's all coming from the same source. And so the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said to his followers, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And with that, they left Arabia. Within 100 years, Muslims had reached all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, far north to Chechnya, deep south to the Swahili coast of Africa, all the way to China. And Muslims were carrying something different. It was not a large conquering army. And when they encountered other civilizations, they carried something different. It was open mind. So they literally assimilated knowledge. They assimilated the knowledge of the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Indians, Syrians, Persians, Greeks, and brought it all together and unified it in this concept of Tawheed. And so from amongst the great sciences of Islam, and this now we're getting into our topic now, because remember, Islam in the Americas before Columbus. How can you Muslims go to America if all you do is blow up things? If all you can do is fight? You're a backward civilization. You see, that's the propaganda. But in our story, when we look at, for instance, the sciences, astronomy was encouraged because naturally Muslims have to think about Qibla, the direction to Mecca. So Muslims want to know north, south, east, and west. And so it is natural to connect with the heavens. Also, geography flourished amongst the Muslims because we have to make pilgrimage to Mecca. And so geographical works, hundreds of detailed geographical works were developed during this time. So if you wanted to go from the mountains of Tibet, from China all the way to Mecca, you need a map. You need to know highland, lowland. You need to know about the people. And literally these type of almanacs and encyclopedias, these were developed by the Muslims during the Golden Age. The Beit al-Hikmah develops because you have within the 9th to the 11th century, and especially with the Khalifa Ma'mun of the Abbasid, they developed what you could call today a think tank, and they called it Beit al-Hikmah. So literally, they brought in scientists and intellectuals from Christians, Jews, Hindu, Buddhist, and they were discussing different issues. And because Baghdad at that time was probably the richest place on earth, and the Khalifa Ma'mun was involved in knowledge, he would pay an author his weight in gold, or his book's weight in gold. And so because of this, these think tanks, Muslims were able to not discover everything from the beginning, no, because there were great discoveries before them. But where they really stood out was they developed the scientific method. They perfected it, and they performed precise experiments based on the theories of the ancient ones. So now science was becoming precision. I want to give you an example. The Khalifa Ma'mun of the Abbasids was in a great challenge with Baghdad, a huge city on a grid. So he needed fractions. And how do you solve your inheritance problems, your land divisions, your zakat, your construction, agriculture, so many different areas? He needed to know 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. And so he went to one of his great scientists, Al Khwarizmi, and Al Khwarizmi, rahimahullah, wrote a book called Kitab al Mukhtasa fi Hisab al Jaba wal Muqabala. Now, look at this title of the book. Kitab al Mukhtasa, right? It's an abbreviated book, fi Hisab al Jabr. It's the science of al Jabr, algebra. That's literally the word algebra. It's an Arabic word. How many people in the West know that algebra is an Arabic word and developed by a Muslim scholar? This is what was happening in the Muslim world. And so let us look at some of the sciences that was begun by Muslims. Algebra, anesthesia, biology, botany, cardiology, chemistry, dermatology, embryology, emergency medicine, geology, metallurgy, modern surgery, modern medicine, modern arithmetic, optics, parasitology, pharmacology, pulmonary medicine, toxicology, urology. It's a university. This is amazing. These were initiated by Muslims. How many people in the world understand this? Let's look at some of the sciences advanced by Muslims. Acoustics, agronomy, anatomy, calculus, electrochemistry, engineering, genetics, geometry, geophysics, metallurgy, physics, taxonomy, thermodynamics, and zoology. It's amazing. Now, let's get practical now. How do we consider ourselves civilized in the world today? Let's look at some of the substances and devices introduced into Europe. Pendulums, cotton, paper, glass mirrors. Think about your hotels today. Think about your high French culture. Crystal, street lamps, colored glass, satin, pepper, paper money, postage stamps, book binding, clocks, soap, astrolabes, compasses, slide rules, flasks, surgical instruments, windmills, artificial teeth. What would the world be without artificial teeth? Spinning wheels, globes, citrus fruits, eyeglasses, porcelain, gunpowder, cables, velvet, almanacs, encyclopedias, saddles, and leather shoes. And it goes on. An American scholar named Walt Taylor, he recorded about 1,000 words in English from Arabic origin. I'll give you an example of some of the words. Admiral is from Amir al-Baha. Alcohol, alcohol. Alcove, al-Qubba. Algebra, al-Jaba. A logarithm, al-Khwarizmi. Almanac is almanach. Amber is anbar. Arsenal for your Arsenal fans. Dar es Sinaa. Assassin. Hashashin. Now that sounds like Muslims. See the propaganda? But look at the other words. Caliber from Qalib. Camphor from Kafur. Check. A check of the Bank of England is sec. Chemistry, alchemia, cotton, qutun. Lemon from lemon. Magazine, Time magazine. Makhazan. Mattress, matrah. Monsoons, mosim. Sugar, sukkar. Syrup, sharab, typhoon, tufan. And zero, sifr. It's amazing. I know this is deep, and I'm going to leave you with some of the sources. And this will be in the PowerPoint. The Miracle of Islamic Science, Ajram. S.E. al-Jazairi is a great scholar. The Hidden Debt to Islamic Civilization, Golden Age of Decline. These are some of the works. It'll be left on the PowerPoint. Muslim Contributions to Geography. J.D. Burnell, Science and History. S.N. Nasser, Science and Civilization. G. Sutton, Introduction to the History of Science. And Walt Taylor. So this is not just Muslim scholars. They are European scholars who recognize this as well. We have in our minds that Muslims have the capabilities. We have the capability to travel, right? We have the knowledge, we have the science. Now, we said Islam in the Americas before Columbus. What was the Americas? Was it a place, a dark place with nobody there? Like Columbus said, he discovered it. Can you say you discovered it when there's over 75 million people, 2,000 separate languages? How can you say you discovered this place? Now, normally you look at the Americas. I just want to briefly give you this idea because thinking about Muslims going across, where did they reach? What happened to them?
Yes, we're here again. So I want to show you so that Al-Islam and Muslims and the creator of everything in the earth is we. You understand? Al-Islam. We not pull no punches. Serious thing. Serious thing. Al-Islam. So we will continue that probably Thursday. So hold this, because we get excited. Come. Listen good.
Run that up, Rico.
Listen good, man. And a joke, we a joke. And a gimmicks we run.
Run that up, Rico.
Caution, you know, caution.
Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait.
Yo! Relax yourself, man. I tell you, man. That one that hurt all oppressors. I tell you. Yo, Cuba, me there upon your thing, man. Me there upon your case. Hey, boy. Come.
We're not the same. It's only you who always play your dirty game. Ooh, yeah.
You see it there? The people who try to examine things, and this is black history we are dealing with, you know. We are dealing with people in the diaspora. This is us. So we got to examine things, and is we want to know. But you see everything that we try to know, it a run through the Caucasians. See? And then we have some very good researchers. But unlike Walter Rodney, them stay with them there. And them grab all of what is within the environment, natural. But when them put their life on them something, it's questionable. Because the very people that is responsible for enslaving us and mistreating us and traumatizing us and then educating us to the level that they want is what we're gurgitating. And then some of us are so brilliant with our oratorial expressions, which is their oratorial expressions. We make the people them who's listening have this notion that Africa doesn't have a history, only a history that white people give it. And Africa don't have the knowledge because all Africa did was verbally express themselves. Nonsense. But we've come of age. We've come of age. And we who have come of age happen to be Muslims. And those people who love Africa have come of age. I say Muslim first, and then those who love Africa. Why? Because the Muslim learn language. Language. The Muslims not competing with the West. Muslim not competing with anybody. Muslims are following Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the God of this earth. We're following Allah's commands. But we also got our principal. We've also got our lecturer. We've also got our teacher. We also got our guide. And his name is Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet of Al-Islam. See? So if we fall in a ditch by accident, and even if it's not by accident, he will rescue us. And that if we did it again, he will rescue us. But that means we're not following him. We're not adhering to him. See? That's why we keep make these mistakes and fall into mud, mud, and all kind of something. Yes, Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad. Not some other Muhammad. Please, don't confuse us. Try to. Huh? In this case, we learn. We learn about this earth. But first, before we learn about the earth, God wants us to learn about ourselves. And once we know about ourselves, we become contented. You see? Yes. And then we have this thing called sabr, which is patience. True to patience, you get tolerance. And true to tolerance, you get endurance. Yes, lots of things. But if you fall out of any one of the two, then you're shattered, just like glass. Because all of that comes with morals, ethics, and principles. And the one understanding that is God, who is the tutor. It's God. It's God who is directing everything, not man. Not some glassy man that is just like me. No. And God is the one who knows everything. There's no human being that knows everything. But human beings always try to persuade and influence people as if they were there. People are talking about X thousand years BCE. People are talking about different set of humans that has been on this earth before we come, and them call them different names. Allah never said nothing like that. Allah never said nothing like that. Allah said Adam and Hawa, Eve. Allah never said make one version of Adam and the next version of and a version of Eve, and then him never see that things were good and him needed to change their head. And no. This is English people. This is European people. And no black people are come take up that. So we'll keep moving with Al-Islam now, because, you understand, we don't go over Dessa and try to validate what Allah is telling us. That would be hypocritical on our part, and the fact that we don't believe in Allah. We don't do that, and we can't do that. All the millions of Muslims on this earth, we don't do that. We do not do that. We complement reasoning and arguments with people and go down their road with them to a point. To a point. Because if we walk the journey with them, perhaps they will understand something at the end of the day. Sometimes we have to turn around and go back. You understand? Because they might try to take us into a pit. Right? And we're not stupid. So we walk with people, but we don't try to validate Al-Islam through their perceptions. Because it's a perception. They don't have the authentic of anything. You understand? They do not have nothing that's authentic. Because they might talk about what another man and perhaps a woman, but human beings think that they've figured out and configured. And then they put science on top of that. And they want to tell you, because they may use the term science, that they have and them understand, realize, I can say them understand something. They can see, not understand. They can recognize something. But do you know? Do you know? How you know? And then they want to measure. and somebody go say 10,000 years BCE. So you say, hold on a minute. How you come to that number, and where you get it from, and why you want to say that this and this happened then? Was there any literature to give us that? And people like, hey, yo, a lot of people are ignorant, you know. Serious thing. And they're voluntarily ignorant. Because when a person talk about 10,000 years BCE, you have to ask, like me, where you get that mandate from? Where you get that documentation from? And what language, if there is such? I may work with Bibles here. And it's people in the Bible that I try to tell you so that Genesis start such and such. And it's not God who write Genesis, you know. It's somebody who's saying that Moses said. And Moses was not our father Adam. So how come Adam now deal with the beginning? Moses come much later in the life scheme of things. So how is it that Moses is attributed to Genesis? This is it. And who's speaking for Moses? There's someone they're speaking about Moses, and there's someone they're saying that Moses said, but they're not directly implicating Moses. When you finish the chapter, then you see Moses. And God not say, I God said this or I God did this. So where's all these things coming from? Where? This is the interpretation of Europeans. And how them put all people them in a hole. But here comes the right thing. And from the time that happened, the ancestors of Ishmael alayhi salam, from Jacob, you know, them call them Jacob. Really? Now that's the misnomer of the whole thing. Because it not happened nothing about no Jacob. That's the 12th tribe. Huh? That's the 12th tribe. It's Father Abraham alayhi salam. And now we have to understand that Kemet, Egypt, was in order. Not disorder. Not disorder. It was in order. Because that's where his father come from, and that's where his mother come from. Gosh, man. And even if Abraham alayhi salam came from Chaldea, him live and grow in where? Kemet. But his wife, Hagar, was an Egyptian. So let's move on, Mr. Best, from there. Let's move on from there. Now, in the slave scenario, this whole slave thing, and the slave thing pertaining to Africans being captured by Europeans and dispatched outside of Africa. Because of the rise of Islam, and if anybody do their homework, because of the rise of Islam from the 20s in America, in England, they were just sober. They were really, really tolerant because an Englishman built the first mosque in this country, in Liverpool. Not no Arab, not no Malaysian, not no Indian, not no Turkish or anything like that. Any people like that. In Liverpool, a mosque built by English. And the royal family, they were divided because of this. Some accept and some reject it. Now, what has this got to do with anything? It's got to do with the fact that Islam was cracking the foundation of disbelievers and imposters. People who said and recognized God and a lie they were telling. And these are years, many, many years after the Crusades. Because them go to Second Jerusalem, Al-Quds, right there now, and slaughter the Muslims. Slaughter the Muslims. And disrespected their own people who saw that Muslims, the people them living in that area, were very humble and noble people. And they've exiled many, 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 many hundreds of their own people because of this attitude, this behavior, this sincerity. Nothing to do with prayer and worship, you know. It's to do with mannerisms, the morality, the sincerity, the ethical principles of life that they've experienced. When many of them was injured, the same people that them are killed, that them make them into enemy, the same people turn around and help them. And help them. And sometimes the next day to God, them, that same person is soldier them go catch me and kill me. Yes. What am I building up to now? There's no, what's her name? Big Queen, Victoria. Victoria sent envoy to Ethiopia when Menelik was the king. I asked thee, where was all of these slaves? And we don't have no place called Arabia. We have a place called Africa. Where was all these slaves? What were the slaves that was in Ethiopia, that was in Chad, was in Yemen, and Nubia? What were they doing? What were they doing? What were their roles? What we call Libya today, and Algeria, and Morocco, and Tunisia, Niger. What were these slaves doing? And we're having people again. I try to say there were so many millions. So if I am the grandchild, great-grandchild of the slaves in the diaspora, where is these millions that were taken into Yemen, Algeria, Chad, Niger, Mauritania, Morocco? Where are they? We have to do one of them Google something and ask the Chinese to extray all the Sahara and all the deserts around Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, huh? To find the remains or the genocide of black people. Yes, we have to look. And we have to make people understand we're looking for black people, indigenous people, that Egyptians, Lebanese, Chads, Sudanese, and Ethiopians, and what we call Algerians today, and Mauritanians, and Moroccans have captured, including Egypt. Can't forget them. And enslaved. So we want to know, where are they? Where are their ancestors? How come I'm here? And my great-grandfather and my grandmothers, how come they were here? I mean, the tragic conditions that the Europeans put us through, you mean say that was dandy? Because we have existed. We're existing. And in Brazil, we're existing. So, in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 8 countries, we not exist. So we better set up some serious work and get some serious chambers and start arresting all of these rotted people for genocide, the greatest genocide in the civilization of man. Because we need to find these Africans, black Africans, that didn't plant cotton, didn't grow sugar cane, and all these things. Come on. Let us be logical and real. Let us be logical and real. Huh? Oh, somebody's going to say, oh, you know that place called the Sahara? They dumped them there. Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible, man. Yeah, it's definitely possible. You know, all those eunuchs, they didn't give birth to nothing because all the men were eunuchs. You know what I mean? Eunuchs, man. They castrated them. So they can reproduce. Okay. So when the man them die, them dead or them gone, right? So that's one explanation. So the females them now, after the females them give birth and them get boy, and the boy is tan, them no breed her again, like a stallion, right? Them just leave her to pasture, and when she dies, she dies. That's it, finish. So that's another possibility. So the man them can't reproduce. So when them get of age, them dead, finish. The women, them can only produce by the people them who's in that area. Yes. So if they're brown and tan, they will produce that. And sometimes them get a rebound and them get a Muhammad Ali and so forth and so forth. All these things are definitely possible and rational. So is that what happened? Are we going to know that? Are we going to know that? And then we have to ask ourselves, was this a deliberate design act? Were there any skirmishes? Because back in all those days, the victor take sometimes just confiscate wealth, sometimes them take bodies, sometimes them take cattle. This is not Africa. This is back in the day of all the peoples. But then when we hear about Slavs, then we hear about a different approach to taking people and putting people in bondage. That's what people need to understand. The minute that we land on European soil, not we, but you get the picture about captured people, slave people, Slavs, and so forth, is a different attitude. Different attitude. Read Roman history, different attitudes. Rome went about grabbing people, putting people in bondage, using some of the same people as plain amusement, put them in the arena and put animals up against them. Yes, Rome. But you had the Greeks. You had the Persian. All these different peoples did things. But there are people who had skirmishes with other nations. And if they were victorious, most time them take all the woman them. Yeah, they take the woman them. But them always take some booty. But the Romans had this thing where them say them sack the place. Mean that they're in control of that nation. Control of that nation. What is this amounting to? No one has ever said that Muslims never had slaves. And no one would never ever say different. But in relation to just going out there and capturing people, nah. Muslims, no. People from Persia, people from Egypt, people from Ethiopia, people from Mali, people from Niger, Sudan. We did that. We did that. In Mauritania today, and in Chad, and in Ethiopia, you have servitude slaves, or servitude servants. I won't call them slaves, servants. We do. But the greatest servitude slaves are in the Caribbean and in Brazil. They haven't yet known what freedom is. Neither do they know what their names are. Culture and traditions. At least our brothers and sisters, families in Sudan and Ethiopia and Mauritania and in Mali, that even today, that some of them are servants, but the better word, the term to use is in relation to the Englishman, servitude slaves. Yeah. So it makes us look like we were part and parcel of what they did, where we weren't. We were not. Is this a justification? It doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's an acknowledgement, because for people to just not look and examine al-Islam, but using these terminologies to think that Muslims, al-Islam got where it has got on this earth among people is by enslaving people. Where's the rationale in that? Al-Islam asks every human being to acknowledge and examine God. And how are they going to do that? You have to check what God has said. So you have to read God's words. And then you have to prove and test God's words. That's the science that God asks man to deal with. If God said that this is a tree, him say, acknowledge it. And oh, you mankind, check it. Because this is what it's made of. This is what it will do, and this is what it will produce. So we're not dealing with no mythology over here. Al-Islam. No mythology. And no toxicity. Is man do that? Them not contented. Them not look for something. There's some people, right, if they don't have trauma, them not feel said things are going. Them just have to have this drama, theatrics, and then say, yeah. And then somebody say, yo, sort the thing out. Rationalize it something. They say, what do you mean? What? There are people like that. Instead of just knuckling down and say, yo, I just don't know how it works. I don't know how it works, but it happens. It happens. What's happened? Life. What happened? Breathing. What happened? Oxygen. I don't know how it happens, man. I don't know. There are people who refuses to say things like that. I don't know. But I'm grateful. And then they feel say if them just say they don't know, that they're a clown and you're part of some new movement and you're just disregarding some form of reality because you want to be. No. Al-Islam is living. It lives. It lives. It's a living vessel, Al-Islam. For it's from the Creator. That's what it is. It ain't from no president, prime minister, or queen, or king. Ain't from no human being. But human being is allowed to rationally examine it. Of course, examine it. And conclude. And have a look. Unzul, sumanzul, have a look. And look much further. And question what you think you've seen. And then read what God says. You haven't seen nothing. You're limited. But I've created all those things. If you but knew. Oh, you mankind. Not a kind of man, black man and white man and pink man and rare man. Human. And the best of you in the sight, in my sight, is those who are what? Honorable. Those who are sincere to themselves so they can be sincere to other people and truthful. Those who have taqwa. Those who have iman, those who have insan, believe, recognition, and they accept because they can examine nature all around. Man come and find things here. Man behave like them know things. They know nothing. How the hell you gonna know something that you come and find? And now you position yourself above the very thing that you come and find by giving explanation and trying to make out that you're giving an account. That's not rationally feasible. It's what some humans try to do. Because they want to be important. They want to be important. How the hell you think racism is there? It's because man and his behavior. And his behavior. And then he look at the people who have an understanding and do something that he see them doing. And he disregard them. But before him do that, him take the thing from them and then disregard them. Because why? The people were what we call today simpletons. Unfortunately, that just happened to be black people, African people. Yes. But in Europe, it was Vikings and this one and that one, and them just beat up and kill one another. That's what they did. Now you have to go right down the road now and find out how they become what we call civilized today. How they become moral. How they become what? Pleasant people. We come on the scene. But we never come on the scene as slave. We sail across here. We sail across here. And shared an understanding and a recognition with them. So you must know that we were bright. You must know that we also were able to understand what the hell they were talking. And they say in their history that the language that they were using were called Latin. That's what they say. Now, in Africa, we have several different dialects, but we have Amharic, Swahili, and Arabic. Yes. And the Bantus, them speak all of that, but them also have a language. And we also have more than 12 dialects that everybody comprehends on the continent. How much people are understanding that today? Because we're still there Europe and we're still there America. And we are nations of people, we are tribes of people, somewhat similar and not dissimilar. Hey! On the continent. Who mixed us up and confused us? Outsiders. Outsiders. It's not internal strife. Because we bloody one another nose and kill a few, but we still want people. That's the origin of things. Animals do it. Humans supposed to learn to be what? Trustworthy and kind. Read your scriptures and see if that is not the main feature. To be sincere, to be kind, to be loving, so we can become excellent human beings on this earth, because everything else God the Almighty has given to us. So all the while we've done is fix up and be kind, be courteous to one another, and we will do beautiful things. But no, there's some people who are disgruntled. So go back to Cain and Abel and choose which one you think you are and how to be one. Because if you want to be Cain, you're living, but you're living in hell. If you want to be Abel, you're sincere. You're being protected and guided by the Almighty. Why? He was contented. Very contented. But you say, why am I dead? Really? He died. But the origin of Abel has not died. No, it's alive. It's sincere. It's tolerant. It's loving. It's kind. And most importantly, it never ever neglects God. Cain does. When Cain is in trouble, he want to seek God. Soon as he's in trouble and he feel trouble, he's nervous. He don't know for do. It's God he want to know now. But until such time, he don't want to know no God. He want to do everything for confuse everybody else not to be following God. Because them get more trauma, more drama, more activity, more importantness among themselves. But Abel, no. Abel's a simple. Today we call them simpletons. Yes. So we have a set of people with guns and bombs, a lot of ammunition, a lot of propaganda. And black people still trying to be free. But they trying to be free, saying they want to be free, but they must still follow him. They're following him. And just because some of the people in black like we, they must sing his song. That's why we're in a predicament. One of the reasons we're in a predicament that we're in. Marcus Garvey, a bright man of him day and time. But he's also was following theological training. Yes. He must say Africa for the African people at home and abroad. but him a worship a white God. Is bifocal is a white God. Come on, work it out. All of them. But here comes this little guy called Elijah Muhammad and bring a twist and a turn to something. He never said a black God, but him said that we have to be with ourselves. If there was 12, Elijah Muhammad had 5 good points. That he endorsed. But the rest was the vision of the same white thing that we all come up with. Because them take a man to be God. A man. And he didn't hesitate. But his psychology was to take black people away from a white God and show that we should have a God that looked like us. If the white man have a God that looked like him, why black people can have a God that looked like them? I feel him think that Elijah Muhammad could not read Arabic, and Elijah Muhammad never pretend that he was a Sunni Muslim. It make him family and the people close to him know, make them understand that eventually the Quran is going to be what you all follow and live by. Elijah Muhammad. His fire cannot stop people from understanding that, knowing that. Him use a strategy that he employed to bring us out to the ghetto, out to the dungeon, out to Mahmud, out to slums. That's what he said. And once we were raised and we start believing and trusting in ourselves, then the next step. Now, how is this possible? It wasn't a cult, but how is this possible? He never did anything without having the Quran in sight. But he used the Bible as to tell the people, these commandments here are here to them because they have virtues within them. Elijah Muhammad. People have to study that. Malcolm didn't come there. Malcolm didn't even attempt that. Malcolm was a different person. Malcolm was a different person. Malcolm didn't run down the religious side. He didn't go into the Bible. He went into the Quran. And he did that privately with Elijah Muhammad's son, one of his sons. Not even one, Herbert too. Because most of Elijah Muhammad's children, they could read Arabic. He sent them away. He got them good tuition. That was for the next stage. I'm saying all of this to make people understand, you know. Make them understand. There's no way that I'm going to be a physician without my experimentation. Huh? There's no way. I have to be on point and willingness to learn. And I will learn and I will experience. Whenever I come with this dodgy thing like cha, that not work. That means I'm idiot really and truly. And then I want to tell people about being a physician because I am reading X, Z, and Y. That's very unfair. Very unfair. So, black man and black woman, come again half pint, because we there ghetto, man.
Don't
what may I say about Marcus Garvey? All them people that finish up are Christian. All of them. All of them. They must say about black pride. They must say back to Africa, blah, blah, blah. And the thing that's dear to them is the Bible. And the thing that means a lot to them in terms of their life is the Bible. Oh, come on. Let us be serious. Let us be serious. I prefer Fidel Castro and Che Guevara. You understand? But somebody tell you say them are communists and them are this, them are that and the other thing. But them never sell way out yet. Never. They never make pretense. No. And them is the same people that left Cuba, one little rocky island, and go Africa and help fight and support the people them, Angolans and others. You understand? And not because of that, because them stand on solid foundation. Yes, solid foundation. The real true, what we need, what we call revolutionists. The real true ones, not artificial. A talk. They were about people, which is the population. They were not about superimposing anything. Huh? What am I going to superimpose? The fact that that island is theirs and the resources that that island have is theirs, and them going to learn about it and make use of it. That is man. Good man too. But if him they borrow American allergy and Britain theology, he would have been a fool. He would get lost and trapped and all the allergies. Because it's not his. But then him finds that there are people that have the similar quest for understanding like him and Che Guevara and others. And those people were the Soviet Union, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Yes. And those people, as in the Soviet Union, gave them some ammunition so that they can protect themselves. And that's why they're still here today. Not Cuba would have been what them call Las Vegas, because that's what they were trying to do. My parents were young. Cuba was meant to be the prostitute island and the gambling island. And those two young men said no. Now, which Bible were they running with? They weren't running with nothing to do with these people. They're dealing with their Africanology, voodoo and everything. Everything. And like I said, then find there were some people them that put up a resistance just like them, talk a certain way, feel a certain way, and they were willing to sit down and talk with them. And that happened to be the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic called Russia. Huh? Yes. And them give them some missiles and different things to protect themselves. If the man try to onslaught them, assault them, and abuse them, they might something to say, yo, don't bother even think about that, you know. That's what happened. History. Half pint. Come again, man. I disturb you too many times. Come.
Don't think we're not the same. It's only you who always play your dirty game. Ooh, yeah. This.
Yo, whose job is it? This is a story about 4 people. Name everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. there was an important job to be done, and everybody was asked to do it. Everybody was sure somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. A serious thing, you know. And this is a Muslim, yeah? A Muslim structuralized this. See? Yes, man. And I was also being taught by him, you know, Triple IT, Dr. Anas. Huh? It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what everybody could have done. Whose job was it? You understand? Serious thing. And at them syndrome scenarios and everything that black people in the diaspora are go through. You understand? Instead of just doing their part. Them they pun I can't do it. I can't. Come here.
It's what we get told, but some of them wanna see they really don't know. This whole wide world is what we get told, but some of them wanna see they really don't know. Oh no, because you live up on the hilltop, you claim yourself as a aristocrat. And all the damn sum you achieve is from the best you call the slap. Ooh.
Ease off half pint. You see how people them, when people them go into books, you know, and you read the books them, that is about upliftment and not about mysteries and suspense, and toxicity and so forth, and advancement. And especially if you're reading about what man did to other men them, right, nations and everything. See? You need to find references too. Because the people them who wrote that book is representing their people. So you need to get another alternative of the same period if possible. That's where you research a subject, not geography, you know, history. And if you deal with biology and chemistry and physics and science, and you do the same. So when it comes to history, it's a dangerous subject. Dangerous. Come again, half pint.
Money men scam. What is a money men scam? Still it I know. Money in the bank is for the upper class and the top rank. Money in the bank is for the upper class and the top rank. Whoa.
And what politicians them do with people them that can write and everything, them, hey yo, them just turn around and give them a money to write something in a them favor, and that's called propaganda. And by the time we don't sense out the something, we brain already fix up. And if you're a student at college, at secondary school and gone to college now, you're there around 18, going into 19, and your brain full of all this something here, and you want to get good grades. By the time you go to university, now you're finished, now you're there about 20, 22, 20, 21, 22. Your brain seasoned, and you're not going nowhere. And you keep reading the same two historians, two authors from the same publishing house. By the time you realize that now, you think like, what the hell did I just do? What you just do? You spend 5 years of poison in your brain. Your hard drive, it's not got virus, but it's not got anything that can help you do anything. Now somebody come and pick you up and drop you in Scandinavia somewhere, or drop you in Malaysia somewhere, or drop you in Africa where you need to be. And you think, say, yo, huh? And you look upon the people them surrounded and think, said, nah, because you're not familiarized with such. It's not about rodents. It's about the style, the structure. And already you're going to spend 1 year fighting that, mentally fighting that. You disapprove of the surroundings. The second year now, you start to say, okay, damn, who's this offer? Now you don't know them because you wasn't exposed to the fact that outside of England or America, there was other people. There was other researchers. The map is upside down. And most things that you take for granted that belong to X, Z, and them are lie. They've been plagiarizing and them are right over my name. And they didn't want you to know that. Now you're in a confused state of mind. But then something happens now. These are books that are now translated from their original language into English. And you're like, wow. Huh? Now, a good-minded person, not one that's suffering from curiosity, one that want to learn, that want to advance, one that wants to be free, is going to make up their mind that they're not leaving. That was Walter Rodney. Young man. Around his 30s or so, Kamituri did the same. Around his 50s or 60s, W.D. Du Bois did the same. This is us, the true us, not the artificial us. Nah. The artificial us stays here or wherever and continue to give credence to the very people that put our ancestors in bondage and then give us something belong to them to keep us in mental bondage. How foolish can we continue to be? We don't want to escape. We don't want to escape. We're contented with the nonsense that they give. Hey, Alpine, come here again, man. Come.
You live the life you love. You love the life you live. Everything you have in mind, I will give. Ooh, breathe.
See, Alpine, come again, man.
It's only reggae music keep me stamping on my feet. Skip and scam to the rebound, back madam. Youth man sorry if I'm wrong. Oh, level the vibe, we are level the vibe. Sweetness tonight. Oh yes, level the vibe, come people level the vibe. Every time now.
See, I choose half pint because if you don't get the half pint, you can deal with full pint. Full pint means see you overstand. You overstand. So here what now? Half pint. Lick this one to the chest. Come. And what may I say right now? Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Come. Half pint. I'm dangerous, man. Listen to my lyrics and listen good. Listen keenly. Listen carefully. Acknowledge it. Come on, man. It's like spice. Yo. Yo, Muffin, Dawood. Yo, man, understand what me I deal with, the man? Serious thing. Oh, gosh, man. Yo, Inspector Willie. Oh, gosh, man. God bless your soul, man. I tell you, man. Me miss you good, bad. Hey, come.
Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Just open your heart and give me a start. I know that someday you'll see how I care. My love for you, girl, is really, really true. Just give me a heart and I'll never let you down. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Just say you're my.
See, you have to learn to share, man. Equality, come. Justice stands for all. Yo, come. And whether you wear glasses or not, you may but fall. What? Come here.
Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Just open your heart and give me a start. I know that someday you'll see how I feel. My love for you, girl, is really, really true. Just give me a heart and I'll never let you down. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Just say you're my own and you'll never be alone. I have a special love for you, girl, in which I can prove my love for you, girl, is really, really true. So give me your heart and I'll never let you down. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me. Have a little faith in me, girl. Put a little trust in me.
Yo, may I first say this, you know. You see all that music there? It's a studio Jamaica, you know. Him can't balance group. So when Steel and Cleveland come with a computer or something, that just help him out, quick sharp. Because Tubby is not around and Silver Mars is not around. Same, and Science is not around. Same can't really borrow. You understand? It had a problem. It had a problem. Even when Soul Syndicate come in the studio and everything, and a man booked them, Limit Thompson booked them for a whole session, the man had a problem with getting rhythms out of them because he don't know nothing about the goddamn rhythm. See? He don't know nothing about the rhythm. When the Roots Radix come, he don't know about the rhythm. So Lim will control all that in Janjo. You understand? Jammies come just with goddamn Steel and Clevey. You understand me? Seriously. Just that. Because him don't work. Him can't deal with group. Him can't deal with group. Him can't deal with group. Abundantly deal with group. Him can't deal with group. See? So the music changed because of people like him. The sound changed because of people like him. See? So instead of making fusion, and then when Steel and Cleavy them go their way, oh gosh man, reggae just bust. And all these young people them gone to America. So hear what now? I gone to America too, I have family there. Watch this, listen good. I'm gonna get a video a little more. Quick, come! And this is called Caution, Caution. See? Oh gosh man.
Run that up, Rico.
Set it, man. Lyrics come here. Big bad tune, listen.
Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey. I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey. I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, look at my face, pay me respect. Please do not play with my line. If you want taste, what you gon' get? Shit that gon' bury your mind. All that's at stake, where is my check? Need every nickel and dime. You play with my race, put you in check. For stopping the vision to climb. They mad that these niggas done woke up and now all our visions to go. Where is the bag to get us so caught up? Yeah, that is the mission and goal. Staying on cold, some of y'all doing too much. Straight up be looking like hoes, never gon' grow. Can't count on you on clutch. Most of y'all doing the most. Like this is a show, doing it for entertainment. Or you're doing it for clout. Or you're doing it to sit at the table with crackers for words in your mouth. I don't play with enslavement. These ain't the days of the South. These days we play differently. This is what black and pound it's about. Wait, I said there's no time for no friends. Either you with us against us, don't switch it, cause one of us dying to end. Hey, I'm keeping my eye on the lens. Watching the ops despising the picture cause they wanna see the white end. Hey,
Strictly worries, man. Seriously. At my age, worries, man. I tell you, take a joke. Come!
I love my children. I love the youth of today. Mercy, mercy, mercy on the babe and suckling. Mercy, 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 mercy on the babe and suckling. You can hear the mothers are crying. You can even walk the street and see their fathers are dying. And no one seems to care. Every man seems to be for himself in this time. Only Jaja seems to be for I and I. But mercy, 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 mercy on the babe and suckling. Don't let this stand in the gutter. Don't let this slip in the gutter. Don't let this stand here and suffer. Oh no, Jaja, don't you do it. Mercy, Jaja, give them some mercy. They are the youth of tomorrow.
Scene, may I tell you, man. The youths of tomorrow. Come kick it. Kick. Slap them, man. Come.
Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey. I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey. I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his minds. I do not play with my shine. Caution, look at my face, pay me respect. Please do not play with my line. If you want taste, what you gon' get? Shit that gon' bury your mind. All that's at stake, where is my check? Need every nickel and dime. You play with my race, put you in check. For stopping the vision to climb. They mad that these niggas done woke up and now all our visions to go. Where is the bag to get us so caught up? Yeah, that is the mission and goal. Staying on cold, some of y'all doing too much. Straight up be looking like hoes, never gon' grow. Can't count on you on cuz, most of y'all doing the most. Like this is a show, doing it for entertainment. Or you're doing it for clout. Or you're doing it to sit at the table with crackers with words in your mouth. I don't play with enslavement. These ain't the days of the South. These days we play differently. This is what black empowerment's about. Wait, I said there's no time for no friends. Either you with us against us, don't switch it, cause one of us die in the end. Hey, I'm keeping my eye on the lens. Watching the ops despising the picture cause they wanna see the white end. Hey, caution, wait, please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his minds. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait, please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his minds. I do not play with my shine. Caution.
Hold on, wait. See a black man doing great with black-owned businesses, building in a different state. Why you snakes way late in the grass, plotting on what you can take? But my black money in the black bank mean black money is safe, protected, like it's heavily protected. If he ever feels threatened, then he go a lead and knock him off his check. Please check this. For the record, he can never be weak. Disrespecting any check in your cheek. Rep your set, he rep black and green. Never fall, won't break. There's no limit to what I do for mine. Bring your soul, they don't take. Coming with the anger and hate of all of my ancestors combined. You wanna get one time? I keep it fully loaded, extended in the fully auto effing to keep you from crossing that gun line. Hit you in violation. I ain't never shot a caveman. Should be the first, I'ma give you this work. You get in the way of my occupation, yeah. Like I'm the boss and I don't like the way that you talking. This is my office, get permission before you walk in. The yellow tape across the door means caution.
Wait, please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his minds. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait, please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his minds. I do not play with my shine.
Yes, so we see we there. Yeah, man, serious thing. Can't miss. Can't miss. So right now we see in a Palestine, we are under siege. So we are say guidance.
Sounds coming down with me. Now this is a musical sensation that is shaking the whole nation, and you can feel the vibration. This musical disc was created from creation, shaking you from the #1 station, as the brother would tell you. Hey, to me. You can hear the good brother say, now since the war is over, it'll be like crimson and clover. Even them that deal with violence, they should look down in silence. And you can hear the brother say, no war, brothers and sisters, the war is over. Now you can live good in your neighborhood. Baby, you can live good like you know you should. So if you're young or old, baby, let the good time roll. You got to reach out and touch your soul. Baby, you could never be cold. You must tell you, I would never compel you. I would never make you blue, neither would I turn my back on you. Hey, give it to me.
One time, the war is over, man. Cheers. Come.
War will fiction upon the land, and pestilence will walk the earth. Man, it's time to open your eyes and try to live for this what life is worth. Well, if you die, you shall eat dirt. Time to open up your eyes. It's time to realize. Wonder we live the cats of the roof and got you hypnotized. I don't know. Open your eyes, judge your children, or you better get to blow. Everybody's gonna know. Stop fighting against each other. Stop fighting against your sister or your brother. And each and every day I think of the cleaner star. Got to put on my glasses and keep my face from too much war. Too much war. But ain't your right dream, then it's just your spar. What if man gonna live down and jump down or go to Venus armor? I say live up black man. Say live up black man. Live up. See black man, live up. Till live up, till live up. Till it down. So black man got to live up. Gonna stop firing up your gun. Stop balling out for fire burner. See black man live up. Kind of dead trap going around. Everyday war, killing, looting. And each and every day, the same thing. But what is this?
See, and then them a tell lie. Me watch up a news clip and Jeremy Corbyn there Islington I try to say something. And the people them no want to hear him. But he did try. As the same person that was going to be prime minister, you know, but he make a crucial mistake. Him say that before the election, the man turned around and said that he would give the Palestinians them a self-autonomy. Yeah. And the people them said, no, hear what? We don't want him, you know. And then real, them here, Semitic, anti-Semitic, this, that, and everything. And then rip him down. And then the party, then rip him down. And right now, all these things happening now. If a Muslim shout out, Allahu Akbar, man, them get arrested. Man, them, they are saying it's Hezbollah. Them not say Palestinian, no. Them say Hamas. Right, Hezbollah, relax on yourself. Them say Hamas. Them not say Palestinian. They might use one name and them circumvent this name. They exist all across the European Union since last year. And every 3 months them go to Europe and give our farmer conferences and I tell people say this and this happened to them and rare and tear. And the last 15 years, them people have bombed down Gaza and ill-treat all the people at Al-Aqsa Mosque and pick up all the young people and throw them in a jail. And no human rights individuals in the so-called first world in the G7 I say anything. And then people that decide that every time the Palestinians them get the money from Europe and different peoples and rebuild the place, rebuild Gaza, them give it a year, sometime 2 years, and then them come and flatten it down again. So if you are the one who are giving them money and workers to rebuild, how often are you going to do that? The people who's been propping up These people are brothers and sisters in Palestine. Are them people at fault also because you give them money. You're giving expertise, you're giving builders, you're giving electricians, you're giving plumbers, you're giving engineers. And listen here, and you've been rebuilding, doing the same work for over 15 years. This bombing the place down and smashing it up, and you've been rebuilding it. You've been cleansing the waterways, rebuilding the hospitals, rebuilding the schools, and the homes. It's not about time you say, listen here, we can't keep this. But because it's your own people, wanna behave like say we don't know how to deal with them. And then when them tell story, say that the Palestinian people have done them this and done them that. And the people them have weapons that they want to discharge. They want to try them out. And they want to create a fight with Iran and show us that them control this area. That's what they want. And if Iran go sneeze and it sound like a rotted balloon burst, them skank just get bust. Because they want to let off one of them South African missile that they inherited when Mandela was let free. Let it be understood and known. Them not build that. Them something there was given to them through the arrangements. And that idiot man got divorced in wife. Whilst all of these undercover shit was working. And him gone. And South Africa will remain the same. And these people who inherited this thing, them want to let off something. They're not who they say they are, who they try to portray they are. And these people in America should be ashamed of themselves. But them is the masters of human rights. Which human rights? But them take Africans and take them to the International Criminal Court. All these people do is make believe so that me punch him and charge me for grievous body harm and then they're gonna say genocide. Because everybody using these terms that such and such happened and it was worse than that which happened in 19 whatever in Germany. What does that do? That puts some kind of a trauma in the people in mind and hearts to think that these people who say them experienced this something can recognize the same symbol, the same wow. And whether the persons them know anything about the something, they've read it, they've seen it on the TV time after time. And they're saying never, never, never again, and they don't realize that these people are the ones that are create all this criminal activity. Just go back to Ramadan, please. Have a look at Ramadan. Look at last year Ramadan and look at this year Ramadan. And look at after Ramadan what they did to Gaza. And then before this thing happened, look and see that the place got rebuilt. And it's Europeans' money. But then the people them that are Arabs, the Saudis and the Qatarians and everything, they spend their rotted money to buy football team and I spend a whole heap of money in England with football team and now a whole heap of money I pay people called referee and all kind of nonsense and boxing and don't do nothing for their brothers and sisters, mother and father, elders and Al-Islam. Seriously. Arabia. See? So if this was a national thing, it is the Yahudi 12 and the rest of us Muslim 0. Because we don't have no faith. Don't have no faith whatsoever. And when I use with intellect and I deal with this United Nations and all these different people, I expose them, I get them to stand up and be counted. What did Bush say? Bush said, if you not do this and that, we not work with you. So why not use the same language and make you obsolete when not come here again? No, but you not do that. You just spend rotted money on football teams and boxing. Is it next week or week after? You're going to have some 60 million for one blasted person boxing. Altogether over 150 million US dollars on a giveaway in prize money. And you don't have a boxer. So you give it to other people that hate your guts. And you buy football team, the people them don't like you. It's only the money, and you are spending the money. Jackass. The smallest child in the world will tell you straight away that you're not sunnah. You're not. And they will give you all 50 hadiths to prove that you're not. And they will read the whole Quran as Hafiz, and you're still a standing wonder. Why you all join these people club? Terrible. And if them put a blockade on Gaza, everybody dead. Because everything that is 18 plus up to 50 is finished. Them people are dangerous. Because people 50 and plus can only go to Al-Aqsa Mosque for prayer. So with that man, that's the president, when him come now and him sending people in, they're going for the young people. They're saying that we're not going to tolerate you, so we're going to dispose you. And that's what that Bible says. That's what that Bible says. And that's not what them follow. That's your shit. And it has said that it tell Moses to go such and such place and kill everything there. Men, women, and children. And then move in. You liars. And say God says so. And everything that you want to have, you pagans, that you have in your book, and that's what these imposters are giving you. And you're following him. You're following him and say that God says so. That God says so. I'm going to give you a land. So if God gave you a land, it's not Palestine. Go back to that land. And it says that Moses came back and says to the Almighty, there are people there like the Almighty never knew. And then the Almighty said, you should slay all of them. Everything. Man, woman, and child. Wow. Wow. We have been to Cambridge and read that. We've been here in London and read that at the what the place say, LSU. Huh? All your top universities and colleges, we've read it to your people here in England. Let alone your prisons. And people are shocked. And we're asking the question, do you think that that's God? God that liberated them people out of Egypt. And now he's telling them to do something so barbaric that the Egyptians did not do to them or anybody. So what was the theatrics in Egypt? He raised them. He put them in the wilderness for 40 years. So now you're going to tell me, say, that all the people that could remember Egypt have died. All the people that gave so much credence to Egypt and wanted, they've gone. So what does he do? You're saying. He's dirtied them by saying, slay the people in this land, and then the land would be yours. It'd be yours. So there was no land that was unoccupied in the earth that God has created. And God is the one that's guiding these people. So why does he choose a land that's occupied by other people? Were those people vile? Were those people wicked and terrible? Nothing like that is said about them. There is no data saying. And then God says to Moses, you will never cross there. This is where we part ways, and this is where you part ways with them. Jethro would take over. Wow. So, all the people that call themselves Christians, them see these actions that these people do is justified. Because God gave them, instructed them to do such things before. So they're not going against God. That's what you all are saying. So who's wicked and evil and terrible? You all are. Britain behaves like they can't see. And then you put a minister out there that says, Iran is behind this, Iran is behind this. Right? And the person hasn't left Golders Green. Haven't left. Wherever the hell you live, West Hampstead, Hamilton Hempstead, Golders Green, Palmer's Green, you haven't left, or Stamford Hill, you haven't left anywhere. And you come up with these assumptions. And if I said something like that, the newspaper people will say, no, you're assuming. We need something tangible. That wasn't asked of this gentleman. And from Earsaw, England, that's gone to India. The Indian news have changed. The Indian news now is showing you that Iran must be behind Iran. Everything must be sanctioned by, because they want to give Iran a bloody nose. Gee whiz. So, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on all the peoples. May He have mercy on all the peoples. May the people them who shoot up the place where the people them was having a concert be caught and brought to justice. But other than that, nah. And you must understand the motive behind all of that. But two wrongs can't make a right. So who's guilty? England and America, and France, and Germany. All of you Europeans. And it's not England, America, and France that gives money to rebuild the place. It's all Sweden and Scandinavia and all these other people. This is a tragedy. You already got some skirmish going on at the bottom of the Carpius Mountains right now. And America is heavily, all of UNO is heavily involved with that. And your NATO and Ray. UNO prove that when they don't want to reason, when they don't want to talk, when they don't want to consider, when they don't value life, property, or anything. You just have to have your all way or nothing. So what Africans going to do? If we are look and examine these things, what we're going to do? We have to be with ourselves and love ourselves. And God will take care of the rest. Don't be afraid. We mustn't be afraid. But if we're in between, mix up, confused, then we're not going to get no help. I always remember my brethren. Me haste him up for come and play. And then him lick him foot, him lick him toe against the bench. And him could have cussed me and everything, you know. But him said, I got to be more careful. I got to be more careful. It's when him get after me done try to massage him toe and rear and everything, and see that the toenail in the bush back and my man come on the floor and him start for exercise and everything. Him say, yo, why you rush me like that? You know what I do. Why you rush me like that? And all I'm saying is, I'm sorry. And I didn't want nobody to pick him. I wanted him on my team. And then I wanted him warm up. You understand? Warm up because, yo, people are there. I wanted him to be warm up. Don't just come and yeah, I wanted him warm up. And it was my fault, but his fault following me. A lesson learned. Patience is a virtue. But him never cuss or go on nowhere. Him say, I got to be more careful. I got to be more careful. So we say guidance.
Set in the ghetto where I live. There ain't no uniting in the ghetto where I live. Too much war in the city. Too much war in the park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. Up here guns and knives them at all. There ain't no uniting. They are only fighting for what I do.
Yo, me send condolences to Jamarcus family. And it seemed like me have to send condolences to Jayut family. But me have to check it because one of my close brethren, him get that information and him pass it on to me. But I never check. So me I say condolences because me online and me play music as well. So me I say, yo, condolences to the two brethren, two Rasta youth. You understand? Jamarcus, from Marcus High Power, and Jayut from Rastafari, Word, Sound and Power. Yes, I tell you. So we are going, guidance we gone. I hope that them things they're not rumor, you know, serious thing, because people put certain things up there on YouTube, say this body and this body dead. Yes, and if you don't make proper things and run away with what they're saying, you create problem. Seriously. And I'm not saying that I want the people them for gone, you know. I say I hope that the people them not spread rumor.
Set in the ghetto where I live. There ain't no uniting in the ghetto where I live. Too much war in the city. Too much war in the park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. Up here guns and knives them at all. There ain't no uniting. every day another youth man dead. A peer shot him get it now in bed. And every day another mother cry. Please don't ask me why. Too much war in the city. Too much war in the park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. I bear guns and knife them a talk. How do you feel to take the life of another? How can you sleep when you know it's your brother? You rob and steal just to achieve a dollar. But in the end I know your reward is gonna be bitter. Too much war in the city, too much war in the park, too much war. No one no have no pity. I bear guns and knives them a talk. From Waterhouse down to Seaview, Ronacat, Burton, Tivoli and Gonarima. Every youth and youth must be friends. Cause if we don't, it's gonna get dread. Cause too much innocent people are dead. Too much are dead. Too much war in the city. Too much war in the park. Too much war. No one no have no pity.
See, they don't want conscious reggae music. They don't want roots. They don't want message. They want gayless. They want roots things. They want nastiness. They want vulgarity. They want spotlight shine bright upon the cameraman us shine bright lights upon the what you call it, the MC. MC as a shout out and I talk about what the woman don't have on and what she need to take off and what she need the next thing to do with her backside. And that they want. You understand? America changed the whole frontier of reggae music. You see? Just like somebody said, them say, yo, go down there, the people is there, kill them all. And them say, who's all? Everything. And then the description was given. Man, woman, and children. Yeah? Everything. I think animals in there too, you know. Seriously. Yeah? Terrible. I want to tell people, say, God has said this. Nah, man, when I lie, they lie. And we, children of the slave, I follow these people. Seriously, we follow these people. Yeah? With their evil doings and everything, evil ways. Nah, that not good. That not good. Mundell, come here. For we month this man, come here.
Yeah, it's true to nothing but the truth. Yeah. Oh. Run, run, run. Revolution a come. Run, run, run. Revolution a come. Some of them want socialism. Some of them want capitalism. Some of them want communism. They all want all kind of ism. Run, run, run. Revolution a come.
See, so when we are dealing with this rhythm here and this writing, you see communism, socialism, and everything. Yeah. So what got to do with us? We are see that. We are seeing it. We are seeing how the people them are behaving, how the people them are prop up this thing and say that them are this and them are that and so forth. And them assassinate this person and that person and then them say that this body do it and everything. You understand? And then them have this long war where a whole heap of people get killed and then them now win and then them say, watch out. And them just drop a nuke. Huh? And then when that did that work, them say, che, let me do another one. Huh? And then them going Nagasaki and drop another one. You see, up to today, people are suffer still. You understand? And you can't go certain places in that country because the radiation and the poison that gone into the earth and everything. Wicked, terrible people. Huh? And those people left England as Puritans and found this place, this land they call America, and it was called the Newfoundland. And then left here being persecuted and then go across there and become warmongers and killers and murderers of people them find there. And still today, them do the same thing. So these people who left England, who left the Soviet Union, who left the Caucasus Mountain, who left Turkey, and these places, and gone into Palestine because they were given the Balfour Agreement, they behave the same way. Same way. And the Pope and all these alleged religious, theological people, none of them turn around and say, yo, stop it. This is not good. This is not good for the world. It's not good for mankind. But then they might tell people about them are concerned with climate matters. Are you evil liars? Liars, evil liars. How does that add up? Wicked and vile people. Wicked and vile people. So from a young age, we up there. We up there. But them say, you know what? If we let them mature and mature, then we'll be telling us what we are dreaming about. They'll be more Joseph. Yes. There'll be more Yahya about here. John the Baptist, a prophesy. There'll be more Yusuf, Joseph about the place. I tell about dreams and want everybody to be goody two shoes. So I'm say, watch out, stop them. And who's them? Rastafari people. And who's them? Underprivileged third world people. And who's this other ones know that come? Huh? And they may have changed and come this side here. Muslims. Hey, what? Oh gosh, man. See? Yes. You think it's a joke, a serious matter. Guidance, we're gone. Wayne Smith, where I say tell them that we mean it. Come.
Dedicated to the world.
Nah, man, not dedicate nothing to nobody that you love. Cause when I love them, when I love them, when I love them, when I love them, I don't love them. When I love them at all, Wayne. Seriously. How can we love them? Are you mad? Yeah? Are you mad, Wayne?
Retaliation. Chibam, chibam, hey. Chibam, chibam, hey. Chibam, chibam, hey. Chibam, chibam, hey. See them come and you see them run. Vibes of the living make them run. Now is the night you don't see the sun. You see the living dead, they must screech, come like a dragon. Want to burn us to watch each other water. Come and it's hard in the out. Modern time, I say knowledge and grace. Scientists are do things as them please. Nuclear weapon and the pollute the air to the human race.
Oh gosh, man, we make the people them scared, man. I'm gone, man. Whiz. I tell the people them about nuclear weapon and bomb and go. I gone. Guidance. What you gonna do with me? You can't